So we're live again.
Yeah.
Yay. Welcome back to Systemic Conversations. I'm Carole.
And I'm Orianne. Today we are diving into the fascinating and complex world
Of
of family secrets. These are the stories that go unspoken in families, yet they often shape our lives, sometimes in mysterious or painful ways.
So what I think would be quite good to, as a starter of a conversation, is to refer to what Jung once said. Do you know what he said?
Yeah, but you can remind me.
Okay. He said, what is not brought to consciousness comes back as fate. And I think that really sets the tone for today's conversation, because even if we don't know the secret, our body and our psyche often remembers. And we carry it often without knowing what it is.
Absolutely. Dear Carol, and there is a real sense of relief when we uncover a hidden family story. You know what? Suddenly things make sense. We understand why certain areas of our life feel blocked or unfair. But this is not just about pointing fingers at the past, it's about making sense of what we have inherited so we can stop repeating patterns and start living with more freedom.
Whee! Yeah, that sounds very powerful. What I'd like to do is to start with a simple question, because we keep talking about secrets, but what is a family secret? And Baudouin Labrique describes it beautifully, I find. He says, a secret is often simply something that is not said. So even without a conscious reason, often it's tied to trauma, unresolved conflict, or deep shame. And the silence around the secret becomes a kind of temporary relief, but the impact doesn't disappear. It lingers in the family system, often resurfacing in the next generation.
Yeah, definitely. And it's passed on not through words only, but through the system, through the emotion, to the body language. And these secrets can involve shame, regret, guilt, violence, so many different things. They
Mm.
might be about parentage, hidden truths about someone biological or legal parents, abuse, suicide, unacknowledged children, miscarriages, adoption, war trauma, or even crimes and betrayals. I used to say that in any family, we have a priest, an aristocrat, a criminal. I think we say like that in English, and yeah, a victim. We have a Jewish also. We have everything, a migrant also.
Mm.
And what's striking is how often these secrets are linked to the society's taboos.
Mm. Okay, and so basically, every family has its own version, right? And
Hmm.
yeah, and it might be a child born outside marriage, an abortion, a hidden illness like syphilis or HIV. And actually, talking about abortion, I made the choice to tell my children that I had an abortion with a different partner, and I thought they needed to know that. So maybe I was wrong or not, but I didn't want to keep this secret from them.
Hmm.
Um, there could be also an ancestor who was in prison and disguised it as away on business. And I think I shared with you the story that I heard recently. This woman told me that her husband had committed suicide, but she still hadn't told her children, who are 4 and 7. And for me, I'm not sure how that's going to how they're going to develop with the secret and what's going to
Yeah.
happen to them. And these events are kept in silence to avoid shame. And that silence is very powerful, and it echoes into
Yeah.
the generation. Yeah.
And about echoes, sometimes the first generation doesn't have any problem with this secret, but the next generation, the great grandchildren, can be quite well. They can suffer from that.
Mm,
So this is important. Sometimes it's not immediate.
mm,
It happens after 2 or 3 generations when nobody has any more memories about what happened.
wow.
So, yeah. So sometimes, you know what, it shows up in unexpected ways through names, dreams, unexplained illnesses, even talents. And we have in Belgium Hergé, the creator of Tintin,
Mm,
and you know what? It has been said that his comic characters unknowingly revealed his own family syndrome story. And it's a psychologist, a French psychologist, who discovered that just by reading the Castafiore.
yeah, the book. Yeah, yeah. Can I add? I know a bit about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
So it's said that Hergé's father may have been the illegitimate son of a Belgian noblewoman, and that was that the family kept it secret. And Hergé himself didn't talk about it, but people have analyzed his work and believe that the character of the Castafiore, the big dramatic
Mm.
opera singer, she might symbolize that noble lineage. So through Tintin's adventures and hidden clues, he may have been expressing a buried family truth without even realizing it. That's so brilliant.
Yeah, and that's interesting because it's also about a treasure in the family of Captain Haddock. But the treasure is the secret.
Oh, wow, wow. So that's really fascinating, Oriane. And that reminds me of Jack Nicholson's own secret family story. Do you know about this?
Not really. I think
Okay,
I've heard, but you can tell
okay.
us.
Yeah, yeah. So he discovered in his late 30s that the woman he thought was his older sister was, in fact, his biological mother. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
So,
but this is quite common, huh? You know,
well,
it's
okay.
quite common. Yeah, yeah.
So the truth had been hidden his entire life.
Hmm. Yeah, and also what happens? I cannot say quite often, but maybe more often than we think. It's in families we think the grandfather is the grandfather, but it's also the father because he had sexual intercourse with his daughter, and
Um,
babies showed up.
well,
Well, I'm laughing, but it's not.
it's not funny. No, no,
It's
no.
a huge
So,
drama.
yeah, yeah. And these stories remind us that secrets shape identities. Yeah. And
Mm.
that kind of revelation completely alters your sense of identity. And not knowing can feel like a fracture in the self itself.
Yeah, definitely. And what is important to understand is that holding on to a secret, especially when we can't speak it, can be much more destructive than the event itself. And the psychologist James Pennebaker found that people's health improved dramatically when they shared their secrets. It's about stress hormones. They drop
Mm,
because they have a kind of relief. They are
mm.
letting go.
Wow.
So,
Yeah. And also, Oriane, in neuroscience, they say that the secret creates a conflict in the brain. So one part wants to reveal, and the other part is terrified of the consequences, like the rejection, shame, or being cast out of the group. But sharing, even anonymously, reduces the inattention,
hmm.
and that's why supportive spaces like AA groups, confessionals, and even the use of online pseudonyms can offer such relief.
And I want to add family constellation. It's
Of
an
course.
amazing opportunity to connect with the secret and let it go in a safe space without dramatizing the secret. Just
Mm.
acknowledge. So let's not forget how these secrets show up in descendant, as I said previously. They often become obstacles to personal fulfillment. We see unconscious loyalties, descendants repeating the same behaviors or experiencing the same emotions, often without knowing why, because they are simply mirroring the struggles and the patterns of their ancestors.
Yeah, because the secret unspoken becomes like a sort of a curse, doesn't it?
Mm,
It's started as a survival strategy, but at some point in history, keeping quiet was the only option. And
mm.
so it gets embedded not just in the family stories, but even in our biology, you know. And studies now suggest that trauma leaves an epigenetic trace.
Mm. And as we said previously in another conversation, birth order matters too. It was the previous systemic conversation. We talked about siblings,
Mm,
and we talked about the birth order. That matters really. Eldest children often carry burdens that mirror those of earlier generation. So if you are a firstborn, you can be connected to the all firstborns from your ancestor, and also the fourth and the seventh, because
mm,
they are on the same energy, we can say.
mm.
And it's all about resonance in the system.
Okay,
It's
and I'd like okay, okay,
mm,
but this is crucial, and I want to highlight this: is that not all secrets need to be uncovered. Some resist exposure, and if I remember, in one of your constellation, Oriane, the secret simply didn't want to be relieved.
revealed.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, the secret was represented in the constellation, and it was quite amazing to notice that it didn't want it to be seen, and just wanted to be left alone. And yeah, we need to respect that. That's important,
Mm,
because all secrets are not damaging for the new generation.
mm-hmm,
And here, the client was a little bit shocked, because the client wanted to know the secrets, and curiosity is not really the best thing.
mm-hmm,
And finally, the client had to make a choice: or keep pursuing it, or turn towards her own life. And this is really important, because this client decided to choose her own life, so she chose to let go. And that letting go was so powerful that it broke the spell.
mm. Okay, and that's
Oh.
something that sometimes we forget. Wanting to know is not always the same as needing to know. And the healing often lies in choosing to live our own life, not in fixing the past. Have I told you about my mother? I can't remember now.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I think our listeners will be very interested.
Yeah, so basically, in one of the constellation I have, the woman representing my mom said, "There's something preventing me from like loving me fully and interacting with me, engaging with me," and I was really shocked. And I think there was a secret there. My mom didn't know, but just knowing there was something preventing her, I think was enough for me. And it was quite freeing actually, because I thought that's something she can't deal with, you know, there's
Mm.
nothing we can do about it. It's there. But so I think potentially there was a secret there.
Hmm, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So, still, some secrets must be revealed, especially when someone is at risk. Abuse, violence, or danger to a child can be ignored. But even then, it requires clarity, preparation, and often professional support.
Yeah, because that can be
Because,
quite heavy. Yeah.
yeah, it can be traumatizing to receive to discover a secret. So you
Mm,
need to be in a safe space.
mm. Yeah, and honesty as well. Naming the truth doesn't mean shaming anyone. It means ending the repetition, right?
Yeah.
And in systemic work, every person belongs. So even those who make terrible mistakes, we don't want to cast them out because they're
Mm.
part of the system. So when we acknowledge them with truth and dignity, we free ourselves from their fate.
Yeah, and it's important to remind us that life wasn't like today in the past.
Mm,
So we talked about taboos,
mm,
and some people had to create secrets to survive. So
mm.
this is really important. So every big lie or distortion in our life can point toward a deeper truth, often hidden in our family history. But we don't have to be detectives, you know. We just have to be open.
And brave and compassionate with ourselves and with those who came before us.
It's about balance. Secrets are part of life, but staying trapped in them is not.
Mm,
Sometimes the greatest act of healing is to say, and this is a sentence I like to offer to my clients to be relieved from all these traps, is to
mm.
say, I return this to you. It's yours. And now I choose my life.
Yeah, and you even could turn around, right, as a movement. Yeah.
Yeah, or I invite also my client to bow in front of the one to who belongs the secret. It's like to let go, to free your body from the heaviness of the
Mm,
secret.
mm. Yeah. Okay. So I think it would be good to end this conversation today with a few of these sentences, these phrases that we use in constellation, and that can help when a secret surfaces in the constellation work.
Mm,
So I'd like the audience to listen to these. They're just like gentle invitations, not demands. So if it feels right, try saying them out loud. I mean, and or just quietly to yourself. So the first one is, "I return this secret to you. It belongs to you." The second one is, "You're the big one. I'm the small one." Yeah. So you put people back into their
mm,
place. I trust you to carry your own responsibility. And the final one is, "I've carried your secrets until now. Today I give it back." So when you say these sentences or hear them, so take a big breath, let it land, and know that you're not alone in this. And we'd love to hear what this sparked in you. And you can send us a message or share this with someone who might need it. Actually, Oriane, did you check if anyone is listening to us live, if they're having
yeah,
any questions?
we have 4 people who are following us right
Brilliant.
now, and one like, and my friend Hilde from Portugal
Uh-huh.
is saying that it's a great video and is happy, thanking for sharing. Yeah,
Okay, brilliant, brilliant.
yeah.
Okay.
Hello, Helder. He's one of my friends. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so I want to thank you for joining us today, or if it's the replay also, thank you for listening us. And if this episode stirred something in you, please share it with someone who might need it. You never know how it can benefit. And let us know what you are discovering in your own systemic journey, and you
Mm,
can post beneath this video a comment, and we
we,
will answer. We will
mm.
answer. Yeah.
So, and Orion, before we go, I'd like to give a little teaser to the audience for our next episode.
Mhm.
We will be diving into the complexities of forgiveness. Not the polished spiritual version we often hear about, but a deeper, more systemic look inspired by the work of Bertelinger. We'll explore how the drama triangle traps us. So people might not know about the drama triangle, so we'll explore that a bit more. And
Mhm.
how true freedom comes not from forgiving the other, but from reclaiming our own story. So don't miss it.
Yeah, we will see you next time, dear friends, on Systemic Conversation. And until then, stay curious, grounded, and remember, healing often begins with the courage to tell the truth.
Thank you, everybody. Bye bye.